On February 22nd, we will get Netflix's new highly anticipated live-action adaptation for Avatar, The Last Airbender, an Emmy award-winning American animated television series that aired for 3 seasons on Nickelodeon and the Nicktoons Network. As we all know, you need to be careful when it comes to a recreation, especially when it comes to reboots or live-action adaptations. Not only that, but you have to keep in mind that the worst live-action adaptation is from this animated series itself. Of course, we're talking about M. Night Shyamalan, The Last Airbender, which premiered in 2010. And if that wasn't enough, we also have the main issue, which is the huge fan base that this beloved animated series has. Previously, we've discussed that the executive producer and showrunner for Netflix's live-action adaptation of Avatar, The Last Airbender, Albert Kim, mentioned in an interview that it would be faithful to the original series. And from what we got to see in both the teaser trailer and the official trailer, this looked like it was the case. Of course, we understand that adaptations can't be 100% accurate, especially when it comes to an animated series. We already knew some of these, like the fact that Fire Lord Ozai and Princess Azula will be shown as the main antagonists from the beginning of this series, a detail that wasn't completely shown from the start of the animated series. This is because in the first season, we saw how Prince Zuko was shown as the main villain. Obviously, this changed over time. One detail that we weren't expecting is crucial changes being made to characters. By now, you must know that I'm talking about Sokka. Why exactly is this character being changed? When was it revealed that he would be undergoing these changes? Are these changes for good? If you want to know all the details, make sure to keep watching this video as we'll answer all of these questions. As expected, this has fans fuming with anger. Why exactly, you may ask? Before we continue, we need to know a couple of things. We have to keep in mind that the actors are providing their own perspectives. Also keep in mind that there's an entire show around them with other characters and intentions, so may be missing a lot of crucial context. An article from Gizmodo.com addresses this and explains it quite well. They start by saying the following. In the original animated show, Sokka's sexism is an important element in early episodes and a crucial element of what catalyzes Katara to challenge the traditions and hierarchy of the Water Tribe at the end of Season 1. There's even an entire episode about it, just 4 episodes into the show, in which Sokka learns and grows beyond his sexist biases when he meets Suki and the all-female Kyoshi warriors, and has his notions of masculinity challenged. If this was handled in a mature way in an animated show aimed at children, why can't the remake, aimed at new kids and the people who grew up watching the original, also handle it maturely, instead of removing chunks of it entirely? This topic is one that needs to be treated with delicacy. But we can all agree that something that's very important in any series is character development. In Sokka's case, yes, he was a bit more sexist than other characters in the original animated series, with comments like, "Girls are better at fixing pants than guys, and guys are better at hunting and fighting."
You need to give girls space when they do their sewing.
What does me being a girl have to do with sewing?
Simple. Girls are better at fixing pants than guys, and guys are better at hunting and fighting and stuff like that.
And that isn't the only time that he made some of these remarks, since he also started things off on the wrong foot with Suki and the Kyoshi warriors when they visited Kyoshi Island, like it was mentioned by Gizmodo.com. But I do have to agree with their opinion on this one, in the animated series. If it wasn't for Sokka's sexism, Katara wouldn't have catalyzed to challenge the traditions and hierarchy of the Water Tribe at the end of Season 1. Fans know exactly what this is, but for those of you who don't know, we see how our protagonists are trying to get to the North Pole to find Aang and Katara a waterbending teacher. When they finally arrive, they are surprised with the fact that the teacher, Master Paku, doesn't allow Katara to be one of his students. That's because the traditions of the Northern Water Tribe indicated that women with water-bending abilities were more focused on their healing abilities. This made both Aang and Katara very upset, and it got to the point that Aang even refused to accept Pakku as his waterbending teacher because of it. Katara understood that having Aang learn waterbending was a priority since he needed to learn to bend all 4 elements in order to defeat the Fire Lord and end the 100-year war. Aang gets the brilliant idea of teaching Katara what he learns late at night, so that way Katara can keep going with her training. Sadly, they get discovered by Master Pakku, and he refuses to keep teaching Aang since he went behind his back and broke the rules that were established because of their traditions. Eventually, Katara battles. Master Pakku, although she doesn't win the battle, he does accept Katara as her student, and Katara becomes a waterbending master. As you can clearly see, this being Sokka's character trait doesn't only affect his character development, but it also affects Katara's as well. Are you telling me that they will do the same to Master Pakku when it comes to the conflict between him and Katara? This is a key moment in Katara's character development. It shows how she goes against all odds and still managed to stand tall. Besides, we would completely understand if Sokka never changes this, but over time, he does manage to change his ways and changes for the better. It's called character development for a reason. In our opinion, Netflix is making a huge mistake by changing this. Who knows, maybe this is one of the reasons why the original creators of the animated series, Brian Konietzko and Michael Dante DiMartino, stepped down from the project. We say this because one of the reasons DiMartino said they left was because they couldn't control the creative direction of the series, and while he acknowledged Netflix's live-action adaptation of Avatar has the potential to be good, it ultimately wouldn't be the show he or Konietzko set out to make. We will have to wait and see how this all plays out in the upcoming live-action adaptation that premieres on February 22 on Netflix. When the series premieres with these changes that are being made, hopefully we get to see that those changes were made for the better and that it doesn't affect the plot and the character's development too much negatively. Tell us, what's your opinion on all this? Do you agree that these changes that were made were actually necessary for the better of the series? Or do you think otherwise and agree that this element is crucial in order to give the proper character development in the series itself? Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this.